friends, and welcome to my crafty space. My name is Crystal, and I am so excited that you guys are here today. Today, I am coming at you face to face just to give you guys a little bit of a crafty update to say welcome to 2021. Happy New Year. Hope the start of your new year has been decent so far. And to tell you guys what my goals are for this coming year, for this channel, and a little bit about some other places where you can find me aside from here on YouTube. So let's start with my crafty goals for 2021. I have a wide variety of projects that I like to work on throughout the year. Crafting for me is my self-care. It is the thing that I'm most passionate about, and therefore I do a lot of projects. I know that the number of projects that I complete in a year is not necessarily sustainable for many people, but I love them, so I choose to do them and to spend my time crafting rather than doing a lot of other things like watching TV or sometimes even reading goes by the wayside so I can get over here to this craft table. So I have my projects split into kind of three different categories. One are the projects that I will be working on all year round. So they start at the beginning of the year, they go to the end of the year. Some of them don't even stop. Or they just roll over a new year. So they're my year-round scrapbooking projects. Then I've also got a selection of products that have a more specified time frame, things that are either a week long or day long or a month long, that sort of thing. And then I've also got some that are just like special projects, things that I make as gifts, travel albums, that sort of thing. So let me go through each category and tell you what the projects are that I will be embarking on this year. For the year-round projects, I will be continuing my Project Life weekly format. I love Project Life. I love it. It is the only project that I do that is chronological. Well, I guess that's false. I have one other one that's chronological, but it's the only one where I'm really documenting our family unit as a whole, the things that we are doing in a chronological order. I love the weekly format as well because I find that, one, I take a lot of pictures, so it's never hard to find pictures to go in those pockets. But also I love telling the really small stories, the like things that you don't always think to tell until you have the space to tell it. So I will be continuing Project Life, but I am making one kind of big change, and that is that I am reducing my size from the 12 by 12 down to a 9 by 12. I am feeling a little bit nervous about that because I've been doing 12 by 12 for 3 years now, and I'm very, very comfortable in that size. But the reason I chose to switch to a 9 by 12 versus a 12 by 12 is because when you are actually taking the album out and putting it on your lap to flip through the pages, a 9 by 12 is much more, it's just easier to hold. It's easier to hold. It's easier to look through. The 12 by 12 can seem so like overbearing and heavy and large. That's awkward to hold it. So I'm choosing to go to the 9 by 12 for that reason, and just to change something up because I'm not going to change to monthly. That's just not, I don't think that I would be successful at Project Life if I did it monthly. So I like the structure in the routine of working on my Project Life each week. So that is where we're going to stay with that. In addition to Project Life, I am continuing my story albums. These are not at all chronological. They have no order, no rhyme or reason, aside from I have 3 different ones. I have one that is, and by one, I mean a collection of albums, because the first category is what I consider, or what I call, our family stories. And so those are anything about myself, my husband, our family as a whole unit, our grandparents, our parents, our, anything to do with that. Childhood stories, now stories, all the stories. Because it encompasses a lot of different people, I end up with a lot of stories for those albums. So I think I'm currently on I'm currently working on album number 4, but I've only completed 1. So I am filtering in some more pages. I have just a couple more layouts to go in volume 2 and volume 3, and then those will be completed, and I'll be able to film a flip through for you guys of those. I do have one flip through of a story album. It is volume 1 of Our Stories, in case you would like to see more about what that is. But essentially, it is story based. So it is taking a story kit or a product that I get that triggers some kind of memory of a story and documenting that story and putting it in an album. So it is a collection of stories about our family, and I just love it. In addition to the one for our family, I also have a story album for my daughter and a story album for my son. So those are any stories that are specifically about them. So a story that is specifically about my daughter goes in her album, and one that is specifically about my son goes in his album. And the same thing where as those fill up, I just increase the volumes. I'm still working on volume 1 for both of my kids, but this is most likely going to be the year, not most likely, this is going to be the year where I will start volume 2 for both of them, because those albums are getting really full. When I do finish them, I will film a flip through of those albums as well. So hopefully in the next couple months here. So those are continuing. Those are my passion project. It is a tight race in between story albums and December daily for which project is my absolute favorite of the year. Probably, though, it's going to be my story albums, because those they go over a wider period of time. They just hold more memories in them than the December ones do, but the December ones hold a lot of memories too. So it's, I love them both. So story albums, Project Life. And then I am also participating in One Little Word this year. I like to do the 6x8 albums. So that is a project that is, it's like a once a month touch point type of project. So I will work on that once a month to get my prompt in that album to revisit my word. My word this year is embrace. So that will be that album for One Little Word. That one is very personal. I still share it because I don't mind sharing, but it has a lot of writing and that sort of stuff in it. And it is like me, it's all about me. It is a me album. I also do a pocket page notebook, which I have lots of process videos for here on my channel, where once a month I sit down, I print out a selfie, put it in my book, and just do some brain dumping journaling for the month. That is something I intend to continue doing. I love that because I have a passion for writing, and it gives me the opportunity to put a lot of words down on a page, put that in a notebook, and set it to the side so I can pull that out. And that's another one that is kind of chronological, and it's also a low impact because I'm only looking at it once a month, sort of a thing. And I end up typically using my story kits for Story Kit Crush or whatever the new story kit is. Those end up being my story lenses for that particular month, so that usually ends up in there somehow. And then the last one that I'm doing that is this year, it's new for this year, is a Thursday 3 book. Now, this one is super simple. Every week on Thursday, I will be taking a selfie, posting it on Instagram with 3 things about me currently, in addition to things like what I'm watching, what I'm reading, what I'm making, that sort of thing. Then I have created some TNs using product from Craft, using a stamp set from them. And I pre-created my entire year's worth of Thursday 3 spreads. So all I have to do is print the picture and slap it in the book, and then write in my stuff for that day. So that's like a 5-minute thing. It's not a big deal. So it's just a way for me to keep track of those Thursday 3s and to have all of that in one place as well. So that is that. Those are my yearly projects. Then we move into the time-specific projects. So this year will be my 3rd year participating in Week in the Life. So that is one of my favorite projects of the year. I love the deep dive look at what is happening in a week that we are living, and how things change and how things stay the same. And I love that project. And so I will be participating in that again. I believe Allie sets the dates usually for sometime around May, usually around Mother's Day. So I believe that's when it's going to be this year as well. So Week in the Life. In addition to Week in the Life, I also do 2 daily projects that are month-long projects. So I have an October daily that goes from October 1st through November 2nd. And this will be my my fourth year doing an October daily. So that is for sure happening this October. And then in December, I do a December daily telling stories from the 1st to the 25th. And this will also be my 4th year for that project. But those are like way far away at this point. We have a good long break before we get to those daily projects. However, during December daily and October daily, I am super planned with how I tell my stories and which stories I decide to tell. And that's not everybody's approach. And I love the idea. I find it like so romantic, the idea of going out in the world and just finding your story for the day and writing about it. So I've actually been talking to my friend Tashi. She's Tashiana Gordon here on YouTube and on Instagram. So Tashi and I are super good friends, and we've been talking about possibly doing some kind of gratitude project where it's a daily type of thing, maybe low impact, more low impact, lots of writing, but the idea of going out and finding your story and not letting it be something that is so planned. And that is something that we are thinking about doing this summer, because typically the Thankful 30 project happens in November, but I do a daily project in October and in December. So having a third one in the middle is just, it never works. So we're going to do something in the summer instead, and we'll have more details about that as the summer approaches. We haven't really worked out all the kinks or anything yet. It's just an idea in our head at this point. So that will be something else. And then I'm not sure yet if I'm going to do Day in the Life for 2021. I did it for 2020. This is a deep dive on one day in our lives. I still actually have the second day from 2020 to complete in the album. I have all the stuff, I just need to complete it. And then I might decide after that if it's something I want to attempt again this year, or if that's a project that I'm going to be skipping. I'm not sure yet. So those are my time specific. So nothing really until we get to spring, to May. I think May is the first time that that there is one of those projects that's happening. In addition to those, I also have some mini projects planned for throughout the year. I love creating travel albums for gifts for my family. And I have a few that they have taken that I haven't yet documented. So those are things that I am hoping to get done. So a couple of travel albums. I am also creating a baby album for my niece. So that is something that I will be working on throughout the course of the year. I'm documenting her first 12 months. And I also have plans to do some reorganizing, and I'm going to do a craft room tour at some point this year. Once I get everything organized where I feel like I can show it to you guys. Right now it's a mess after Christmas. I still have my tree up. I need to put that away. But those are things that I have in the works, ideal-wise, for things I want to do in 2021. So those are my projects. Lots and lots and lots of projects. But really, the year-long ones are the ones that I have the touch point every single week. The other ones are, more time specific. So those come when they come. So in terms of what you can expect this year on YouTube, my plan is to post a pre-recorded video 3 days a week. So on every Monday, my goal is to have some kind of story project for you guys. That could be something in one of my 6x8 story albums. That could be in my pocket page notebook that I'm working on. That could be in my niece's baby album, but some kind of story project using my story kits or my future craft kits or whatever it is. They could include cut files, they could include all kinds of different things, but the idea for that one is that it is a story-based project. So that is going to be my Monday videos. Wednesdays are going to continue being Project Life. So I will always have a Project Life video for you on Wednesday, documenting the week before, because I like to stay as on top of project life as possible. So this Wednesday, you're going to get the 1st through the 10th, because I just added in those last couple days of the week before with this first week of January. So my first project life will be on Wednesday for this week. And then Fridays are going to be Story Kit Crush. So that is where my friend Tashi and I decide on a kit, a previous story kit from Allie Edwards, to crush throughout the month, to use it all up and tell as many stories as we can. And those videos come out on Fridays. So you will get a Monday video, a Wednesday video, and a Friday video. In addition to those 3 videos, I am planning to do live videos every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There are going to be some occasions where I won't be able to do it, but I will definitely let you know beforehand when that happens. Those Thursday live videos are going to be project-based. So right now I'm working on December Daily, a 3x8 album that I'm giving to my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law. This coming Thursday is going to be the finale of that series. I have 4 more stories to go in their album, so we're going to complete the last 4 stories, flip through the entire thing, and then I will be able to officially put Christmas away and give them their albums. So once that album is done, my plan, my next project that I want to work on live is my Week in the Life album from 2020. So we're going to get Week in the Life done. Once that's done, I will most likely do my Day in the Life album, which will probably just be a 1-day thing. And then that is where you're going to see me do the things like travel albums or mini albums or stuff like that. Things that are just very project-based, that have a clear beginning and end. That is my goal for Thursdays. So definitely come check those out. I love my Thursday lives because it gives me a chance to talk to you guys and to interact, and it is so, like, it fills me with so much joy to be there with you guys. So I hope that you guys can make it to those. If you can't, that's totally fine too. They will be recorded and posted afterwards. You can always check the replay if you're interested in the project that we're working on. But that is going to be that. So YouTube, you'll have Monday, Wednesday, Friday pre-recorded, and then Thursday live. So that is YouTube. In addition to YouTube, you can also find me always over on Instagram. I post there most days of the week. This year, my goal is to not post every day because that was my goal last year. And while I accomplished it, that was a lot. So this year, you will not find me there on Sundays. Sundays are going to be a family day or a catch-up day or, whatever it needs to be. But the posts over there will pretty much line up with whatever is coming out on YouTube. So if you want to see closer up pictures or see more of the journaling or anything like that, you can always find it over on Instagram. Aside from Instagram and YouTube, I also co-host a podcast called the Scrappy Sisters Podcast. My co-host is Tashi, so we do a lot of things together. We have Story Kit Crush together. We have the Scrappy Sisters podcast together, and we also run a Mighty Network together, which I'll get to that in a second. So the Scrappy Sisters podcast, we are hoping to do a weekly show. I think our goal is still to have it come out on Tuesdays in 2020, and we've got lots of guest interviews lined up with all kinds of people in the scrapbooking community, which is so exciting. I cannot wait to bring those to you. And then we also have some one-on-one conversations, just me and her talking about projects we're working on or, just catching up with life in general. But those podcasts are very scrapbooking centered. So if you're looking for some conversation about storytelling, memory keeping, journaling, and just, documenting our lives in general, then that is definitely a podcast to check out. I always have it linked in my description area. So if you want to go see it, that you can find the link down below. The Mighty Network that we run is another place where you can come and hang out. Mighty Networks, if you've never heard of that platform before, it is akin to a Facebook group, but it is not Facebook, and there is no advertisements. So we Tashi and I pay in order to have the Mighty Network so that you guys don't have to see any advertisements or anything like that. So there is an app or, the website that you can click on in my description box that will take you directly to the group. So there's not like a home page and then you have to go to the group. It's like literally the group is what you get into. In our Mighty Network, which is free to you, we are having conversations with all our community members all the time about scrapbooking stuff, about products, printers and all of that, but also about storytelling. It's a great place to share your work so that we can see it too. Especially if you're not on Instagram, then it's a great place to just come and pop your stuff in there, and we have conversations about that sort of thing too. We also post our content in there just so you have another place you can find it if you're not on Instagram or on Facebook or things like that. So you can find it there. There is, in that Mighty Network is where we have announcements about lives or Crafty Zoom calls or special events that we're doing. So you can find all that information there. I'm not sure yet if we are going to do a Friday Zoom call. In the fall of last year we did. So every Friday we held a Zoom call where you could just come in, hang out, let's chat, craft together, talk together. It was great fun. I know we will probably do something. It might not be every Friday, but that's something that Tashi and I will have to work out here. And then this year, my personal plan is to give you guys some extra exclusive content on there. So I have some older Project Life albums that I am working through. I have 2017 and 2018 that I would like to get completed. Those videos, I'm filming the process videos for them. Those videos will be exclusive to Mighty Networks. So in order to see them, you'll have to be a member of the Mighty Network. Again, Mighty Network is free to you. It's just a group that you can join to come hang out with us. But the special link to get to that video will be in that group. So I'm going to be starting with my 2017 album, and then I will be working on my 2018 album, which most likely will take me through the whole year. We'll see. If it doesn't, then I might start doing some bonus exclusive story projects in that group as well. We'll see as we get there. And if either of us hosts a class, I know Tashi's been talking about doing a journaling class. I've been tossing around the idea of doing like a super beginner basic Photoshop class. That is where we will host those classes as well. So for any of those areas, Mighty Networks, the podcast, the Instagram, any of those places, they are always linked in the description box. So if you want to check any of them out, that's where you can find links to those. Aside from that though, we are going to be having the 4 videos, 3 recorded, 1 live here on YouTube. So you can definitely rest assured that you are still going to get lots of awesome content here on this channel. So I think that is pretty much all I wanted to come on here to talk to you guys about today. We are, life is pretty normal here. I am back to teaching homeschool. So I'm homeschooling my daughter and my neighbor's son in the mornings, Monday through Friday. And then I'm actually working on transitioning my job. I work as an accountant, very part-time for my dad's company. I am transitioning that job to my mom. So then once she has it under her belt and everything's good, I will no longer be a part-time accountant. I will just be a homeschooler during the day and then a crafter in the afternoons until until we are able to be vaccinated and send our kids to public school for the fall of this year. I'm really hoping for that, because I'm just really hoping for that. So we'll see how that goes. So yes, I've got lots of things going on, but it's all good. Life is good. All right. Well, you guys, with that, I think I am going to let you all go. If you are excited for this 2021 year, give me a thumbs up down below and let me know in the comments section what projects you are working on this year and what projects you're most excited about seeing me create this year. That kind of helps me gauge what projects you're most, my my viewers are most excited to see. So let me know that in the comments. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, so you will make sure not to miss any of my future content. And that is pretty much it. So until next time, I hope you guys have a great start to your week. I will see you on Wednesday for Project Life. And yeah, so catch you guys in that video. Bye now.